had to narrow it down to one single story that I could say, yes, this is as good as anything I can do. This is what I'm proudest of, I suppose. I did a war story about 5 years ago called Nightingale. Dave Lloyd drew it, and I'm as happy with that as anything I've ever done. First collection has 4 stories. Johann's Tiger, with art by Chris Weston, about a German panzer crew in the last days of World War II. There's D-Day Dodgers, art by John Higgins, British infantry unit in Italy in 1944. Screaming Eagles, drawn by Dave Gibbons, American airborne troops, towards the end of the war. And Nightingale, the Dave Lloyd story, which is about a British destroyer on the convoy run from Britain to Murmansk in Russia. In the middle of the war, particularly hard trip. The second collection starts with J for Jenny, which again is art by David Lloyd, and that's a story about a British bomber crew in the RAF's bombing campaign against industrial Germany. Second, you've got the Reavers, an SAS patrol in the Western Desert. Cam Kennedy drew that. The third one is one I'm rather fond of, Condors, which is drawn by Carlos Esquerra. That's about 4 soldiers during the Spanish Civil War. An Englishman, an Irishman, a German, and a Spaniard. You've almost got a joke there. Trapped in a shell hole during a battle and telling stories. And the last one is called Archangel. That's about a British fighter pilot who commits a rather embarrassing faux pas and is transferred to the merchant ship fighter unit, which, and there's something very British about this, due to a lack of aircraft carriers in the first half of the war, someone came up with the bright idea of mounting a fighter plane on the bow of a merchant ship and rocketing it off. When the convoy that the ship was assigned to protect came under aerial attack, the fighter could then engage the enemy aircraft, but of course couldn't land again on the merchant ship. There was just this rocket rail that it had launched from. You couldn't land on that. The pilot could then make for land if they were close enough, or he could bail out into the Arctic Ocean and hope the escort ships picked him up before he froze to death. So this is the story of one such pilot. I'm particularly fond of that one, I think. Art by Gary Erskine on that one.